Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video on the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The pressure is mounting in Las Vegas, and for Tyree Wilson, the message could not be any clearer. It is now or never. As he prepares to enter his third season in the National Football League, the expectations that once surrounded him are being revisited, reevaluated, and in many ways reignited. When the Raiders selected him as the 7th overall pick back in the draft of 2023, the belief was that they had landed a game wrecker, an edge presence with freakish athleticism and limitless potential. But so far, that promise has felt more like a theory than a reality. Injuries, inconsistency, and coaching turnover have all played a part in his slow development. With just 8 career sacks to his name, Wilson has flashed moments of disruption. A bull rush here, a power move there, but the flashes have never turned into a flame. And with the regime that initially invested in him long gone, Wilson is no longer protected by the benefit of long-term vision. This is not about potential anymore. It is about production. It is about survival. But as one door closes, another might just be creaking open. The Raiders' recent decision to release veteran defensive tackle Christian Wilkins has not only sent ripples through the roster, but also opened up a fresh opportunity for Wilson to step forward and stake his claim. The team needs a new presence on the interior line, someone who can disrupt from the inside, collapse pockets, and force quarterbacks off their spots. Wilson, with his size, strength, and rare versatility, might just be the guy to fill that. New head coach Pete Carroll certainly seems to think so. The longtime defensive mastermind has spoken glowingly about Wilson during training camp, highlighting not just his athletic traits, but also his renewed focus, energy, and willingness to do whatever the team needs. I think this is really his time, Carroll said during a recent media session. I'm counting on him to do stuff in a big way. That vote of confidence matters, not just because it comes from someone with Carroll's pedigree, but because it confirms what many around the team have quietly believed, that Wilson, despite the rocky start, still has all the tools to become a dominant force in this league. The key now is unlocking those tools and turning them into results. And to do that, the Raiders are getting creative. Throughout training camp, Wilson has been moved across different spots on the defensive line. Sometimes he's lining up outside, crashing in off the edge. Other times, he's been kicking inside, putting his hand in the dirt, and going to work against interior linemen. The idea is not just to confuse opposing offenses, but also to find the best possible matchups for a player with Wilson's unique blend of size and speed. He's not the only one being used this way. Jeremy Chin and Jamal Adams, 2 other versatile defenders, are also being moved around the formation as Carroll and defensive coordinator Patrick Graham look to create a more flexible, matchup-oriented defense. But for Wilson in particular, that move to the interior could be the key to unlocking his potential, and the numbers back that up. Across 239 snaps as a defensive tackle, Wilson has already racked up 17 pressures and 4 sacks, numbers that suggest he can be far more than just a situational pass rusher. 9 of those pressures and 2 of those sacks came last season, pointing to real tangible improvement in his second year. We're moving Wilson around, trying to see what we can do and work in complement with our other rushers, Carroll explained. But I'm really enthused about how he's shown his effort and his concern about doing things really hard and full speed and all that. So that's a really good sign. He's a marvelous looking athlete. Those are not empty words. They signal intent. They show that the Raiders are not giving up on Tyree Wilson. Not yet. In fact, they are doubling down. They are building a defense where his success is not just a bonus, it's a necessity. And Wilson, to his credit, seems to understand the assignment. He knows this is a pivotal year. He knows that in the NFL, patience runs thin and opportunity does not knock twice. That sense of urgency has reportedly been palpable around the facility. Coaches have noted his increased attention to detail in meetings, his intensity in drills, and his leadership with younger players. There is a quiet determination in the way he moves, the kind that only comes when someone has faced adversity. and chosen to respond. At the same time, the Raiders find themselves juggling another delicate situation, this time in the secondary, where cornerback Jacorian Bennett's future is suddenly in question. Just a few months ago, Bennett looked like a rising star, a promising young corner with speed, instincts, and growing confidence. He seemed poised to build on a strong finish to his rookie season. But an untimely shoulder injury shut down his 2024 campaign before it even began. And in the time since, a lot has changed. Most notably, the Raiders now have a new head coach in Pete Carroll and a new general manager in John Spytek. And with that comes a new vision, a new blueprint, and a new pecking order. Bennett, who was once climbing, now appears to be sliding. Reports from camp indicate that 2023 fourth-round pick Decamerion Richardson has jumped ahead of Bennett on the depth chart. Veteran free agent Eric Stokes, as well as third-round rookie Darian Porter, also appear to be receiving more consistent reps. Meanwhile, Bennett has been moved around, shuffled in and out of different roles, a telltale sign that his place on this roster is anything but secure. It is a sudden and dramatic shift, and one that has not gone unnoticed around the league. According to some analysts, Bennett could become a trade chip if the current trend continues. Teams around the NFL are always looking for young, affordable corners with upside, and Bennett certainly fits that mold. Despite the injury, his tape from last season was solid. He showed growth in man coverage, improved awareness in zone, and a willingness to tackle in-run support. That is not the kind of player you toss aside lightly. And yet the question remains, does Bennett fit in the new-look Raiders defense? Carroll has historically preferred bigger, more physical defensive backs, corners who can press at the line, reroute receivers, and hold up on the boundary. At 5'11" and 190 pounds, Bennett does not exactly fit that prototype, but that does not mean he has no role. If the Raiders are not going to use him as a boundary corner, there may still be a future for him as a slot defender or even as a hybrid safety in certain coverage packages. The key will be giving him a legitimate shot to prove himself, and not just in practice reps, but in actual game situations during the preseason. One thing is clear, this training camp will be critical for Bennett. His performance over the next few weeks could determine whether he is part of the Raiders' future or someone else's. And while we're on the topic of futures, there is perhaps no rookie in Las Vegas with more hype surrounding him than Ashton Jeanty, the 6th overall pick in this year's draft. Jeanty arrives with massive expectations, ran for good reason. Last season, the Raiders were statistically the worst rushing team in the entire league. They could not run inside. They could not run outside. And they certainly could not close games on the ground. Jeanty is supposed to change all of that. With his explosive burst, low center of gravity, and exceptional contact balance, he is being billed as the centerpiece of a new-look rushing attack designed by Pete Carroll and offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, two coaches who have long thrived on running the football with authority. And it's not just the coaching staff that is taking notice. The team at EA Sports, which recently released their ratings for Madden NFL 26, has already crowned Jeanty as one of the league's most exciting young talents. With an 83 overall rating, Jeanty enters the season as the second highest rated rookie in the entire game, trailing only Jacksonville's two-way phenom Travis Hunter, who sits at an 84. That means Jeanty will not only be a weapon on Sundays, but also a go-to option for gamers across the globe looking to carve up defenses in the virtual world. Among his teammates, only Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, and AJ Cole currently hold higher Madden ratings, a testament to the kind of impact the Raiders believe Jeanty can have right away. And with ratings now fluctuating throughout the season based on performance, there's a real chance Jeanty could climb even higher. If he delivers on the field, do not be surprised to see him push into the high 80s, maybe even crack the 90s by next year. For Raiders fans, that is exciting. For the team, it is essential. Jeanty is not just a flashy addition. He is part of a much larger plan to restore physicality, identity, and balance to a Raiders offense that has lacked all three for far too long. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster deal that could see Kansas City Chiefs superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes donning the silver and black of the Las Vegas Raiders. While no official confirmation has been released by either franchise, multiple insiders suggest that the Raiders are in advanced talks to finalize a historic agreement that would bring the two-time Super Bowl MVP to their roster. The implications of such a move would be nothing short of monumental, not only for the AFC West but for the entire landscape of professional football. Whispers from within both organizations hint at clandestine meetings and negotiations that have taken place over the past few weeks, with speculation mounting that the deal may already be in place, pending final details. Fans and analysts alike are left in disbelief at the mere possibility of Mahomes parting ways with the Chiefs, the very team that drafted him and built a dynasty around his unparalleled talent. Could a new era truly be dawning in Las Vegas? One, led by arguably the most electrifying quarterback in modern NFL history. While nothing is certain, the buzz is growing louder by the hour. Speculation about the potential motivations behind Mahomes' rumored departure from Kansas City continues to dominate sports talk shows and social media threads nationwide. Some sources point to rumored internal friction within the Chiefs organization, possibly related to contract restructuring talks or long-term vision disagreements with the front office. Others believe Mahomes may be enticed by the allure of a fresh start in a glamorous market like Las Vegas, with its booming entertainment scene, growing fan base, and state-of-the-art Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders, under head coach Antonio Pierce and new ownership figures reportedly willing to spare no expense, are said to be orchestrating what would be the most aggressive quarterback acquisition in NFL history. If these rumors hold true, Mahomes' potential arrival would send a clear signal that the Raiders are going all in to return to championship contention. League insiders have speculated that massive financial terms and equity incentives might be part of the package, breaking long held NFL conventions. This situation is rapidly evolving, and while nothing has been publicly confirmed, the mere suggestion of Mahomes leaving the Chiefs for a divisional rival has turned this offseason into one of the most talked about in recent memory. The impact of such a seismic shift cannot be overstated, especially when considering the intense rivalry between the Raiders and the Chiefs. If Patrick Mahomes were to switch sides, it would be an unprecedented move in modern NFL history. A franchise quarterback in his prime, defecting not just to another team, but to a bitter division rival. The storyline writes itself. Mahomes returning to Arrowhead Stadium wearing the enemy's colors, facing off against the very team he once led to glory. Fans of both franchises are already voicing their disbelief, and in some cases, outrage on online forums, with Chiefs loyalists expressing heartbreak and Raiders fans daring to dream of a new era of dominance. The AFC West would instantly become the most scrutinized and competitive division in the league, with televised matchups between the Raiders and Chiefs likely to break viewership records. Yet, with all the hype, skepticism remains. Could this be a strategic leak to apply pressure during contract negotiations? Could Mahomes' camp be leveraging media attention for personal gain? Whatever the case, the rumor mill continues to spin wildly, and the league office is said to be closely monitoring the situation for any signs of official movement. Adding fuel to the already blazing fire are reports from unnamed agents and league personnel who claim that conversations about Mahomes' transition to Las Vegas have progressed beyond casual interest. Rumors suggest the Raiders have been quietly clearing cap space and restructuring deals to accommodate what would be a record-breaking contract. Insiders speculate that the agreement might include not just a massive salary increase, but also part ownership stakes, sponsorship guarantees, and creative control over offensive personnel decisions. These unprecedented terms could explain why Mahomes, who has often expressed loyalty to the Chiefs, might be tempted to make such a bold move. In turn, the Chiefs may be preparing for life after Mahomes, reportedly showing discreet interest in several high-profile college quarterbacks, and veteran free agents. The entire league seems to be holding its breath as sports networks dedicate hours of coverage to analyze every possible angle of this unfolding drama. Las Vegas, a city known for betting big, maybe on the verge of the biggest gamble in NFL history. The Mahomes to Raiders scenario has gone from a wild fantasy to a legitimate possibility that could redefine the power structure of the league for years to come. Even as official statements remain conspicuously absent, the mounting evidence and insider chatter suggests that something monumental is brewing beneath the surface. Training camps have opened across the league, but all eyes are focused on Las Vegas and Kansas City, with every cryptic tweet, media no-show, and contract rumor dissected in real time. Mahomes himself has remained uncharacteristically silent, adding to the speculation that a major announcement may be imminent. Former players and analysts are divided on the move's feasibility, with some calling it a masterstroke of strategic reinvention and others warning of potential fallout on both sides. Could this be the moment when the Raiders finally reclaim their place among the NFL elite? Could Mahomes' legacy grow even larger in a new jersey under a different system? Or is this all an elaborate smokescreen orchestrated by agents and front offices looking to gain leverage? One thing is certain, the rumor has already reshaped the conversation around this NFL season before the first snap has even been played. Whether fantasy or fact, the Mahomes to Raiders saga is the story dominating every headline, and it shows no signs of fading anytime soon. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.